Alrighty, all you college football junkies. Thanks for joining me. You know me, I'm Harry James. Plenty of games to get into this weekend. Week 10, by the way, for November. A Thursday nighter between TCU and Texas Tech. The Saturday slate is full in force. Some of the early games, the early game does include a Kansas State-Texas game. Probably that will determine who will be one of the seeds in the Big 12 race. Nationally, some pretty big games there, too. Interestingly enough, they got some big ones. Ohio State and Rutgers, Nebraska, Michigan State, Wisconsin, and Indiana. The mid, though, pretty interesting games there. Missouri and Georgia will get it on. And then in the nightcap, a lot more fun games, including a Washington USC game on ABC. Picks and more picks coming up right here. 1982 Bummer Sooner. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, everybody. You guys know me, I'm Harry James, bringing you all the picks from college football week 10, including a Thursday nighter here in a couple days, November the 2nd, in fact. TCU will be in Lubbock to face Texas Tech. This game will be on FS1. I'm taking the Raiders. Watch out for that one. You skip Friday, hit the Saturday. October the 4th, big noon kickoff. 11 a.m. is hosting a Big 12 game. They are hosting a game at Texas. Kansas State and the Wildcats. Their double quarterback system will be in Austin. Look on Fox, by the way. Look for Kansas State to make a statement and earn themselves a step closer to back-to-back Big 12 championship appearances. Speaking of Big 12 championship appearances, at 2:30, the winner of this one will take a next step into that also. Bedlam! My University of Oklahoma Sooners will be in Stillwater at Oklahoma State. This game will be on ABC. No pick, obviously. Other 2:30 games include a game between, as Mike Steele here in Oklahoma would call them, Houston. It will be at Baylor, part of the Big 12 network, on the Big 12 app, on ESPN app, taking Baylor. The Fox Sports 1 game in the afternoon slot at 2:30 is also a Big 12 game, and that's between Central Florida and Cincinnati. Look for Cincy to get their first conference victory. This one will be over USF. I think that just the road trip is going to be funky enough for that. The nightcap, 2 games. The Kansas Jayhawks, coming high off a win over my beloved Oklahoma Sooners, will now go on the road at Iowa State in Ames. Ames also looking for a chance to stay in the upper echelon and compete for a Big 12 title. I think that Iowa State's going to get it done. They're figuring out the offense and the defensive philosophies of Iowa State here late. Look for Iowa State to take advantage of that. The other game in the nightcap, Fox Sports 1 will have Brigham Young at West Virginia. Quite a road trip for BYU. And I think that West Virginia will take advantage of that. That's all your games. Here, the first weekend of Championship November, as some may call it, here in the the Sooners call it, by the way, in the Big 12. 0 buys inside the Big 12, by the way. What about outside of the Big 12? Tuesday night, ESPNU will have Northern Illinois at Central Michigan. I'm going to take Central Michigan. Also, ESPN2 will have a game at 6 o'clock. Both games at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, by the way. 6 o'clock Halloween night. Buffalo will be at Toledo. This game will be on the Deuce, ESPN2. I'm taking Toledo. Championship November will start Wednesday with a couple of games at 6 o'clock, including games between, Ball State, and they will be at Bowling Green. Look for me to... I'm taking Bowling Green in this one at 6 o'clock, ESPN2. ESPNU will also have Kent State at Akron. I'm going to take the Akron Zips. This game will be on ESPNU. Thursday, 6:30, Wake Forest will be at the ESPN. I'm taking Wake. ESPN2 will have South Alabama. They will be at Troy. Look, I'm taking Troy in this one. South Alabama, I think, has done really well, bouncing to take advantage of the Oklahoma State win. But on the road at Troy, it's just going to be a little too difficult for them. I'm taking Troy. Friday night, November the 3rd, 2 games. BC, that's Boston College, will be at Circus. ESPN2, I'm taking the Qs. And Colorado State will be at Wyoming, part of the CBS Sports. By the way, the Syracuse game's at 6:30. This one's at 7. Colorado State at Wyoming, 7 o'clock. CBS Sports, I'm taking Wyoming. So you jump from Friday to Saturday. Big Saturday fun here. 11 a.m. kickoffs. Texas A&M will be at Ole Miss, ESPN. I'm taking the Rebels. Campbell will be at North Carolina on the ACC network. I'm taking UNC. University of Connecticut, UConn will go on the road at Tennessee. My old buddy, part of the SEC network, I'm taking my old buddy Josh in Tennessee. ESPN2 will have Florida and Arkansas. Or Arkansas at Florida, taking the Florida Gators. ESPNU will have Jacksonville State at South Carolina. I'm taking South Carolina. Wisconsin at Indiana, Big Ten Network. I'm taking Wisconsin. FS1 will have Nebraska at Michigan State. I'm taking Nebraska. And the final game, the 11 a.m. slot, Ohio State University will be at Rutgers. This game will be on CBS. I'm taking Ohio State. The noon kick, noon kick, ESPN Plus will have Kennesaw State at Sam Houston State. I'm taking Sam Houston. The 1 o'clock games, Navy will be at Temple, ESPN Plus. I'm taking Navy. Arizona State will be at Utah on the Pac-12 network. I'm taking Utah. And Georgia Tech will be at Virginia on the new CW. I'm taking Georgia Tech. The CBS Sports game is at 1:30, and that's between Army and Air Force. Army will be at Air Force in Colorado. CBS Sports, I'm taking Colorado Air Force in this one at 1:30. 2 o'clock games, just a couple, 4 of these. Florida Atlantic at Alabama Birmingham, ESPN Plus. I'm taking FAU. The battle for Little Texas. Texas San Antonio will be at North Texas, ESPN Plus. I'm taking UTSA. Lafayette will be at Arkansas State, ESPN Plus. I'm taking Lafayette. And South Florida will be at Memphis, ESPN Plus. I'm taking Memphis. The sandwich games of the main course, the 2:30 games. CBS, Missouri will be at Georgia I'm taking Georgia at 2:30. Also at 2:30, Florida State will be at Pitt. This game will be on ESPN. I'm taking Florida State. Big national Fox after the Texas-Kansas State game will have Penn State at Maryland. I'm taking Penn State. ACC Network, Virginia Tech will be at Louisville. I'm taking Louisville. ESPNU, Tulane will be at East Carolina. I'm taking Tulane. ESPN2 game between James Madison and Georgia State. I'm taking James Madison. Illinois will be at Minnesota from the Big Ten Network. I'm taking Minnesota. Wrigley Field, guys. Wrigley Field. Home of the Cubs will host a college football game, and that will be on Peacock, and it will be between the University of Iowa, and they will be at Northwestern. I'm taking Iowa. Merrimack will be at UMass. That's the University of Massachusetts. ESPN Plus. I'm taking UMass. And Coastal Carolina will be at Old Dominion. ODU. ESPN Plus. I'm taking Old Dominion. 3 o'clock. SEC Network. Auburn will be at Vanderbilt. I'm taking Auburn at 3. Also at 3. Charlotte will be at Tulsa. ESPN Plus. I'm taking Tulsa. And Monroe will be at Southern Mississippi. I'm taking Southern Mississippi. This game will be on ESPN Plus. A 4:30 game is pretty interesting from the Pac-12. Cal Berkeley will be at Oregon. I'm taking the Ducks. Quack, quack. That was for 5 o'clock. On 4 of these. Louisiana Tech will be at Liberty. Liberty. This game will be on CBS Sports. I'm taking Liberty. Middle Tennessee State will be at New Mexico State, part of the ESPN Plus group. This game, I'm taking New Mexico State. NFL Network will have Marshall at Appalachian State. I'm taking App State. And the Mountain West Network, UNLV at New Mexico. I'm taking Las Vegas, UNLV. We jump from the 5 o'clock slot to the 6 o'clock slot. 2 slots open here. Georgia Southern will be at Texas State, part of the ESPN Plus package. I'm taking Texas State. And Utah State will be at San Diego State, Fox Sports 2. I'm taking San Diego State. 6:30. Prime time, boys. NBC will have Purdue at Michigan. I'm taking Michigan in this one. Washington will be at USC on ABC. I'm taking USC. And Kentucky will be at Mississippi State, part of the SEC Network. I'm taking Mississippi State. ESPNU will also have a game between SMU and Rice. I'm going to take the Rice Owls. 6:45, one game, LSU at Alabama. This will be your host for ESPN College Game Day. The game itself, though, will be on CBS. LSU, Alabama, I'm kind of torn here. I want to say Alabama. I really do. To help just the slim chance that my Sooners can get back in it. But I think that LSU has a little bit too much firepower. I'm taking the bangling Tigers with Brian Kelly and company of LSU. 7 p.m. ACC Network. Miami will be at North Carolina State. I'm taking the 3-3-5 defense of NC State. 2 games at 8 o'clock. Stanford will be at Washington State on the Pac-12 Network. I'm taking Stanford. And Western Kentucky will be at University of Texas El Paso. ESPN Plus, I'm thinking UTEP. 9 o'clock game, 2 more. Pac-12 After Dark between Oregon State at Colorado. ESPN, I'm taking Oregon State. Fresno State will be, Boise State will be at that game, by the way, ESPN. Boise State at Fresno State will be on CBS Sports. I'm taking Fresno State. And finally, Pac-12 After Dark, really After Dark, 9:30 p.m. UCLA at Arizona. This game will be on Fox Sports 1. I'm taking the Wildcats of Arizona. All right, boys and girls, you know the drill. My name's Harry James. You can catch this and all my other videos on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, on the YouTube, 1982 Boomer Sooner, or on Twitter at The Hype Man Harry. All right, guys, thanks for watching the picks show for this week. Sorry it's a little later than usual. We'll try to get it out sooner next week. Till then, that being next week, I'm out of here. Deuces, people. Have a good week in college football. I'm out.